thank you for coming to our podcast. You are a captain and a businessman. So for the start, how do you do it? How do you get all the duties related with being a master on a vessel, on a seismic vessel, and your duties related to the business? How do you handle all that?
Good morning, and thank you for having me here. It's a very complex question, but the long story short is just to focus on the task that you have in hand.
So we are present here and now.
Yes, because the complexity of being the master of the vessel, you need to take care of all crew, all departments, and that's I think most important first thing for the guy who become the captain, to switch this mind that you are not anymore chief officer, you are not the deck guy, you are the whole crew guy. So you need to combine the businesses of all departments on vessel, or different persons. And on the seismic vessels, it's not like on the normal vessel when you have just deck, engine, and catering. You have also the observers, navigators, geoscientists, clients, also clients representative. You might have also the HSE. So it's a much wider. This is to be the captain on the seismic ship is like to be the business owner. You need to have the overview of everything, and the most important is, and it took me some time to learn, to avoid this micromanagement, because on seismic vessel, where do you have a highly specialized people, they are experts in the fields they do. It's just to provide them the good environment for work to do what they do, and you just need to, as a leader, let them do it.
Okay, so there are a lot of similarities between, let's say, being a master on a seismic vessel and a business owner. What the difference would be that you can't be on a seismic vessel, you can't be specialized in everything. But if you are a business owner, actually you should be, you should have a good knowledge about all aspects of your business. Am I right here?
Yes, you are right. Good knowledge and the expert knowledge, it's two different stories.
Sure.
And we're talking about working with experts. Of course, you know in general what they do, what are the aspects, but they know the details. They know these small things that make a difference. And as a leader in business or as a captain, the most important is to provide environment to people to spread the wings. If you start doing the micromanagement, it's like when you're going with your car to the mechanic. In the mechanic shack, if you stay above the mechanic and you start telling him what to do, he will just give you the screwdriver and ask you to do it yourself, and that will be it. Yeah.
That's the most annoying client who sits and look and try to advise about each step.
But this is the very first. If I can say this from experience, on the way when you are as a team member from the OS where I start, or deck boy, to being the fire team member, I start just to carrying the fire hose after the smoke divers. After some time, I became the smoke diver. And the smoke diver is the guy who is in the action on the very first line, fighting the fire. My next step was to be the fire team leader. And then it was again, I was just a minute ago the smoke diver. And you can trust me, I was like, I want to go to the action, to show the guys to no, this is when I learned, you let them guys to do what they've been trained for, and this is the moment they show their quality, and you are the leader just to have the overview of your team. The next step, when I was chief mate, I was also the fire chief, and then I need to learn to let the fire teams leaders to do what they're supposed to do.
Okay. Coming from this point, we can touch on the education system, because what you have described now is going through each and every step in the hierarchy. And right now, the education system is like squeezed. It's much shorter. Right after the school, 1 year practice. It's not much. It's not a little. It's some practice. You may become an officer on board any vessel, or at least the vessel that the owner will accept you for. So, what do you think about it from that perspective?
Well, the education system we have is the best because this is the only one we have.
That's a point.
You can say it's bad or not good enough or such, but when I start my sea education in Poland, it was the only way to become the deck officer or engine officer. You need to graduate the maritime university. Now, you don't need to do the engineering science study.
Mhm.
You can just do it from the deck boy with the experience, and then you just do the course, which takes 9 months to become the deck officer or the engine officer on the operational level. Then, of course, more sea experience, and then you can do the management level. But I know the people who went that way, and they are also good specialists. So there are two ways to do. When I graduate Maritime University, my theoretical knowledge was on the master level, on the captain level. And I would say it was sometimes too much, because I see from perspective now how annoying I was to my superiors those days, because I was this, smart ass coming. But in this book is written that. Yeah, book is book, life is life. So the sea experience is very good, and it's a responsibility of the officers on board to decide when the candidate is ready for the next level.
Okay, so would it be correct to say that actually it doesn't matter whether you have been through the whole 5 year education or after the courses? It matters how much engaged you were, how does it fit into your personality, and what use are you making of the experience that you are getting? Is that
Exactly.
okay?
Period.
Yeah. All right. So, in order to become an officer, not only you have to, be graduate, you have to have a motivation, because it's not an easy path. I mean, the whole process of education, but it's also challenging to be away from home, to travel long distances, and to spend time at sea where you actually can't go ashore. So this is kind of challenges and advantages, because you also visit various countries. What motivates you, and what has been motivating you over all those past years?
I was born when there was a communism in Poland, and the Siemens book was actually the gate to the world, because it was not that easy to have a passport. You could have a passport only for this, what they call democratic countries, which was the communist countries. To go to the Western countries, it wasn't that easy. So the seaman, it was very esteemed profession. And what was running me, I think it was the curiosity of the world. Because since I was a kid, I was watching in the TV, and just for young lads, it was only 2 channels those days. Only 2 channels. Jacques Cousteau movies, black and white discovery of the undersea, under the water, and a Polish guy who was traveling around the world and telling very interesting story. It was Tony Halleck.
I remember both.
Yes. So, and one thing is to see something on the picture or in the TV, but the other thing is just to go there and be like Roman emperor, you can say, Veni Vidi Vici.
Yeah, and not only, I would add here, not only you are able to see those things, but you are not like a tourist there, because as a seafarer you are going into places. And I remember myself going to Libya, for example, where normally tourists were not allowed to come actually. And you could see, ancient city Alcums, for example, that I actually would never be able to go as a tourist and visit. That's one point. Another point is like Greek Athens are, less interesting comparing to that Alcums called Coma. Also, Coma is in English description. Anyway, so what motivates you is opportunity to see all those places, to be there. How about the areas of personal development?
That came later because just to coming back a little bit also, I was growing up in the Siemens family. All my uncles were the captains. My father was the deep sea fisherman, fishing also in some exotic places like Falkland Islands, Antarctica. He lost kidney on the Antarctica years ago.
How that happened?
That was, when he was working at sea, one kidney stopped
Sickness?
working. Yes,
Sickness,
it was
okay.
sickness. Then they sent him to this trawler base because there was a doctor. And on the way back home to Poland, because those days they were not flying that much. They basically the fishing vessel started the journey from Szczecin or from Świnoujście, for example, depending which company that was, and they sailed down because those days the Polish fleet was fishing all over the world. Barents Sea, Kamchatka, South Atlantic, also like Antarctica. And you could hear all the stories. Like my father brought these pictures from the South Georgia, where that was this last whale hunters base. And this wreckage photos or this whale skeletons. It's you will not go there with that tourist office for sure. Yeah, this is
amazing.
This is something some achievement, especially that it's hard now to find the challenge that no one did yet. Just look for the guys. Yeah, the North Pole was conquered, the South Pole. Then we have Marek Kamiński who came with idea to just achieve both North and South Pole in 1 year, and that was quite achievement. Now to go to the Mount Everest, you can do it with the tourist office. Then we have this gentleman Baumanger that he jumped from this balloon from the stratosphere. He died, I think, 2 weeks ago, but he was this, it's a little bit, I think, the nature. If you come back to the Greek mythology, it's like Icarus. Yeah, he just flew too close to the sun. So, and the people are always we love to move the borders. Yeah, to make this another step in science, in life, and in the discoveries. Yeah, now we're flying people to the moon. Now we're working to fly the people to the Mars. But there was more people on the moon or in space than was on the bottom of the ocean.
Oh, depends how deep you mean by the bottom.
Yes,
What do you
but
mean
on the very bottom of the deepest point, it was much fewer people so far, and so we still have a lot of discoveries to do.
How do you balance actually this area? I mean, the risk and your willingness to pursue new goals. How do you balance it not to go over the limit and not to end up like Icarus did?
Well, now we have, and that was what it's widely used, is risk assessment.
Yeah, I mean, in your life, is it like your common sense only that, or your analytical
the
approach?
trick with the word or sentence common sense, it's different common sense for you, different common sense for me, because we are the summary of our experiences and also the culture. Because common sense for the guy from Philippines will be totally different than for the guy from Poland. It's like if you go to Asia, you see all these guys, they wearing flip-flops, they jumping on the boat in the flip-flops, when normally in the industry, no, you need to have the full shoes. Yeah? Sure. Yeah. And for them, they were always doing that. Yes. Then the knife safety. We teaching a lot of spending hours of the knife safety. But when I was a kid, every boy in my yard has their own knife. We have the scout knife called Finka, and my father was only concerned that this knife was always sharp, because if I cut myself, it must be clean cut. And
Yeah.
when I was a kid, I learned 1,000 ways how to cut myself,
Okay.
and now I know
And
1,000
now
ways
you know how to use it.
how to not cut myself or either. Yes, it's like Edison. He failed so many times when he was pursued this goal to make a bulb until he make it. So you don't have to be successful at the very first time. Actually, if you will be successful on the very first attempt, the satisfaction will be much smaller. Look for the example, the football. You have Yamin Jamal, young guy, just 18-year-old, and he's on the top. What he gonna do when he will be 30?
Bolo, what gives you satisfaction at work? What are you getting out? Apart from money, apart from being in various places around the world, what gives you?
The first thing, the myth about the money, and this is my also like a hint to the young lads, especially. The money is just the tool; it's not the goal. If you're good at what you are doing, the money will follow. Sooner or later, they will come. And of course, if you start on the lower positions, it will be less money. As higher you come, but at some stage, it's not about the money. It's purely about the satisfaction. And to find the satisfaction, you need to every day make a summary in the evening of the small success that you did during the day. Because running the business, running the company, running the vessel, it's a lot of challenges. But most of these challenges, it's for us every day. It's like everyday bread. But it's worth to just take a few moments and take a look. Oh, we did it, we did that, and we were successful in this. Not only where we failed, because from our mistakes we learn. This is also good, but it's also good to learn and sometimes discuss with yourself if something was succeed, why.
So seems to me, by nature, you are quite an analytical person.
I think so.
Because this idea is not coming automatically to many people. So based on all your experiences and let's say thinking about what happened every day in your past for so many times, apart from this advice that you gave just a second ago, what would you advise to young generation, young guys, ladies that are girls that are actually interested in pursuing career at sea and perhaps becoming an officer or an engineer or electrician or cook on board a vessel?
Be curious.
Curiosity, that's your philosophy.
Curiosity, because when you are curious, the rest will come. There's courage to take the challenge, and then also set your minds like something is not a problem, it's a challenge, and be curious how to win with this challenge. I remember when I started my career, it wasn't that easy to have this first contract as officer, because I was having the license, but I was going from agency to agency, looking for a job as officer, and everywhere I heard it's very nice that you have this education, you have this diploma, but you don't have experience.
So persistency is that
that's also
persistency in your goals. So you are curious. Based on your curiosity, you find a goal that is meaningful to you, that is important to you. And it's not only about getting the goal right, because that's one point, but also being persistent in achieving the goal. So never giving up, like Elon Musk. or at least that's what he says. And then persistence. In order to get this, you also need to build some micro habits that will help you, because so you can get motivated for 1 day, 2 days, even for a week or a month. But if you don't have this persistence and proper micro habits that will support you, eventually you will fail. So how did you build, what habits did you build during your professional career and in general in your life to become a successful person?
I think it's everything started since I was a kid. I was a scout boy. So the very first thing that you learn when you are a scout boy to first to be prepared.
Be ready. Okay.
Be ready, have your equipment ready, and then it's also a fantastic speech that I also recommend to everybody, not only people, to everybody. That was from Admiral William McRaven, Navy SEAL Admiral. Start off with making your bed. And just to make very short what he said, I hope there will be link for that for everyone to see it.
We will attach the link.
When you have a really bad day, but when you start your day with making your own bed, you come back home and you will see the first success this day that you achieved. You make your bed.
So you set your mind properly already from the very early minutes of your day.
Yes.
And then hopefully you will just continue on the good path.
Yes.
So that increases the probability of your success during the day and going forward.
The most important thing is also to don't lose focus on your why. You need to find your big goal, your direction where you go.
What's your why?
Mine was, since I was a kid, I will be the captain.
Okay.
Yes. And that was my goal. Of course.
Did you know why?
Because I want to.
Because of your experiences?
I grew up, among the captains. Yeah, all my uncles, they were my first idols. They were captains. My father was not the captain; he was the deep sea fisherman. He was designing the equipment, so he got a different career in the sea sector. But I was growing up in this environment. I heard all these sea stories from these uncle captains, and they were like, I wouldn't say mentors at that stage. They were my idols. Yeah. Later, they were also my mentors because I have this luxury that I always can ask them, and they were very experienced guys. So I have this, my, let's say, like a black notebook with, good quotes. I have just I pick up the phone, call one of my...
I will adjust a little bit the micro.
One of my uncles. And then I have a support. So there was one only moment. It was at the end of the high school when I have this drive to go to the military school to become the officer. But then I decided to try this university for 1 year, and I said, if I will not be good for this first year. And those days, the Maritime University in Szczecin, that was the Polish West Point.
Yeah, I remember. Gdynia was also doing very well on that front, and it was actually challenging. What year were you born in?
I was 78.
Okay, so you are
when the Pope became the Pope.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was there later, but still it was challenging to complete it. I'm not sure how it is now, but I know that it gives a lot of opportunities. It gives a lot of opportunities.
And that was also, the studies were excellent because you have a very wide knowledge, because we study also the economy. Yeah, not only the engineering. Engineering was the core, but you also have the economy. You have also psychology, which is very important in our work, especially as a leaders, because when you are in the middle of the ocean with 20% of crew, this is all your resources, and one person get broke, mentally or physically, then these 19 people need to take the load of this one guy somehow, and you are still in the middle of the ocean.
Plus, you need to control the make sure that the guy doesn't hurt himself. Plus, you need to make sure
but
that
it could be like broken, like whatever, yeah. So and it's like a sinusoid, the morals, the people not only at sea but in general work from the high to low, and when you see this coming to the low, you need to manage it as a leader.
So, okay, how do you do that? Because you are a leader on board. You may be a mentor. I don't know if you like being a mentor. If people like being mentored by you, how do you, in general, approach this aspect? Does it maybe help to you? Is it also another source of satisfaction?
It is, but it's very individual. You need to approach everyone individually. Of course, if you see the general morale going in the direction you don't want to, then you make like general meeting, and then you need to show the crew remind them the direction where we go, because this is coming back to this your goal, your why. It's not like a straight way. It's not like the runway on the airport for the plane. You will have a lot of side pathways, and that's why you need to remember about your main goal, that you come back from this pathway. Yeah. Okay, you can try this, but your goal was this.
Okay, so it's ability to concentrate, because it's like, okay, goal, okay, we are more or less in this direction, but if you don't concentrate and you don't remember, often people fail on it. Often they forget what is the most important for them. I'm 100% sure about it. How do you remain concentrated?
It's just to have your main goals written in the stone, in your mind. You need to have the
do you write it on a paper, or do you write it somewhere where it is where you see it every day?
Some people can write, but I have this everything in mind, because in the morning I have some goals for that day. Yes.
Do you have a routine of thinking through the everyday goals in the morning? Is that a routine?
I start with first making my bed. The second, I have just 10 minutes exercise for myself, my mobility, because if I will not do it, I know that in the afternoon I will have a pain in my back. Okay. So this is something what I'm doing for myself. But when I'm healthy, I can provide better service to the people around me. So some say, when you are business owner, first pay yourself. So this is also like paying. I'm paying myself, because I'm giving this time to myself, to my body, to be fully ready in the second part of the day. Okay. Don't focus on the pain, because talking about this side pathways, that could be also the physical pain. Sure. If you feel pain, it will drag your focus from the things you need to do. So I have also everyday routine, starting at work also, just because when I'm at ship, I'm working with around 15 softwares for different things, and I need to just split my time between the softwares. And very important is also to stay focused. To stay focused on what you are doing at the moment. We have so many distractions. When you work on the computer and suddenly the mail is coming up, you have this pop-up window. It was hard to me to learn to don't give this attention. Yeah. Okay, I come back to this, but when I finish this, what I'm doing. So multitasking, until some age, you when you are young, you can think you are good in multitasking. But when you do so many things at the same time, you
want to stay really focused.
Look, we have only 2 hands, 2 legs, and only 1 head. We are not octopus.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have 8 arms to to work with 8 spanners at the same time. No, so we need to focus. And you mentioned Elon Musk. Elon Musk is the high focus guy. He have focus 100%. That's why most of us people will not follow him, because he's 10 years ahead of us. We will understand his actions, what he's doing now, in a couple of years.
First of all, we don't have access to all the knowledge that he has and all the details that are triggering his decisions. Yeah.
Yes, but knowledge, I would disagree, because
I'm not talking
people-
about scientific
yes,
knowledge.
no,
I'm
but
talking
in
about
general,
business details
yes,
that are
but
behind.
he once, when he was born, he was also carte blanche.
Sure.
He has some education, he got some gained some experience. So general knowledge is available now. When we have internet, you can have it, but then it's depend how you use it, and then it's coming back to curiosity. If
Yeah,
you are
and that's his
curious
philosophy.
how you can use this knowledge you have.
What I meant is the business details behind that
Yes.
we don't have access to.
Yeah.
So I agree with you that general knowledge is
What
available.
we don't know his ideas. Yes, and this is the ideas what's putting him ahead. It's like everybody were wondering why he buy the X or Twitter. Yeah, he bought the Twitter. He fired most of the crew. Then he made this X, and he said, "Okay, it's no rules. You can write whatever you like." And now, what happened? He used this to learn grok.
Also, and he also what he mentioned as one of the main reasons he bought Twitter. He want to preserve the freedom of speech because other social media were so much controlled by governments. That's an important aspect. But okay, we touched on, just not to deviate too much,
Yeah, so
to the
focus.
side,
Yeah.
focus and
Focus.
efficiency, because you said that your morning habits drive your focus. This is also in part how you become efficient at what you're doing. Any other clues for others how to be
Efficient?
an efficiency?
Efficiency is coming with experience. So if you change the tire on the first time, it will take you 30 minutes. If you change the tire for the 100th time, it will take you 5 minutes.
Training,
Yes.
in other words.
So training, but also the routine of doing things. Yeah.
Tools,
Yes.
proper tools.
Tools, but it's also it will come also when you do the routines. You will find out, oh, this tool might be better for that. Yeah, you will start finding out the tools. Look, the long time ago, the people start with knife, the sparrow. That's it. Now we have so many tools, and there is also the trap when we was going to the high risk area where we have the pirates, and I was showing the crew what the pirates from Somalia can do just with the chisel and the hammer. They were shocked because we have so much wide range of the specialized tools. We have tools for this, for that, for that, and then suddenly you have guys with no education coming under the influence of narcotics. They have a chisel, they have a hammer, and they can break through to the accommodation. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, it's taken them, of course, a bit longer time. Yeah, and also safer. If you look for cars, the first cars, how the brakes, the suspension, the tires, how faulty that was. Now we have the much safer, much more efficient. Also the engines, they are more efficient because through so many generations of engines, the engineers they master it. So the engines are more efficient and more efficient. But this is because of this practice and learn on their own success and mistakes.
Paulo, you mentioned pirates. There are some challenging aspects of the profession of a seafarer. What are the most challenging aspects for you?
No, it's hard to say because I just learn how to live with them. But the pirates, the high risk areas,
In general, the challenging areas of your work.
The challenging areas, in my biggest experience, was I remember I was in Nigeria when that was this Ebola breakdown. So that was
How long time ago was it? Because it
that
repeats
was-
from time to time. I see.
No,
on
but that
news.
was this first Ebola when Nigeria was totally sealed. You couldn't go anywhere. So that was 2015, 16. I think I need to check in my Siemens
Because
logbook
I
because
remember
was
when
on
I
the-
was 7 or 8 years old in the local newspaper was Szczeciński. There was like a title, Ebola virus spreads, and that was referring to Congo and Zaire, those two countries. So that's I remember it's an old virus.
But I mean this when it was all over the news and they were showing all these,
Okay.
how many people died and so on. So we was going, and basically we as a crew we just need to prepare ourselves. When you're going to the high risk areas, you can prepare yourself as best as you could, but it's also not give you 100% guarantee. My big luck was that we work for the company that take the seriously this threats, and whenever we was crossing Gulf of Aden, we have the security guards on board, security advisor, experts who help us to mitigate the risk, and also they've been armed. And we have our own protocols that also require the whole crew to train the response. And of course, that was the moments when I was those time chief officer. I was not popular because we also make the nighttime drills. But the goal was to have the realistic time to lock down safely.
Okay, can you explain to the audience what lockdown means? Because not
Well,
all of them-
on the vessels now you have the safety haven, or call it citadel. There is a place where the pilot shall not don't get too quickly and too easy, and there should be the barriers that can stand the shots from the AK-47 or even RPG. But of course, nothing lasts long is if they have much time. But on one case, when we was crossing, there was the deal: if the whole crew will be locked in Citadel and we can last there for 24 hours, there will be the armed forces which were in the Gulf of Aden operating, the navies from all over the world. They will send some, team,
rescue team.
yeah, special forces. But there was only one most important thing: all crew need to be locked down. If there will be one crew outside, they will not. Yeah,
They will not enter.
They will not
To
enter.
avoid
They
the
will
risk
not
of
send
killing
to
crew member.
yes. So, of course, I heard a lot of comments that I'm a little bit freaking out with these drills and so on. But then I just explained to everyone, and when everyone get my message, maybe they still were not happy, but at least the comments ended. And this is also the very important thing: is sometimes when you are a leader, captain, chief engineer, you you need to explain the crew this bitter truth. Sometimes we just need to put the shit together and do the things that not everybody are happy. Sometimes it could be just the delayed crew change, day, 2, sometimes weeks. Yeah,
But everyone
and
will
people
go-
have of course, people have the plans. Yeah, oh, I should crew change on Wednesday, so Thursday I'm going there and there. And sorry, we don't have the weather. We need to crew change on Thursday. Oh, why we didn't crew change on Tuesday? And you have like 70 crew that you have to have the same discussion with, and you need to be patient.
And hope they will understand. Okay, so that was a lot of questions, but I have one more for you about your future goals. What is your next goal? What drives you now?
Now I just have an appetite, to do more in business. I'm in the property business, so to do a few deals, and I always want to do the MBA studies, but because of my job, I didn't have much opportunity. But now
Online, possible?
I'm doing this stationary, actually 2 semesters ended, so next year I should graduate MBA.
Does it help you? I mean,
Not-
do you believe it is going to help you in
no,
business?
but I will have this MBA because I always want to have it.
Okay.
So, this is something that I want to deliver to myself. Because what funny thing is, the experience and knowledge I gain through the years in my C career on the MBA studies, the law, I need to learn aspects of law because this is like, administration law, civil law, work law, which is different than at the sea. But like all these soft skills, like managing the teams, building the teams, and so on. I'm just I'm there like being like at home.
You feel
Even this
comfortable in this.
the teacher that teaches she's laughing so many times that I must read her notes because when we talk it's it should be done this and she you read my notes again. So with regards to Anita Gałek, best soft skill teacher and the coach, highly recommend.
Where do you study MBA?
It's a small university in Szczecin called VSAP. It's Wyższa Szkoła Administracji Publicznej. It's I think that the best word to describe this college is boutique because you have tailor-made studies. And what is great on this MBA studies, and I see also on the other studies they offer, this post-diploma studies, it's you have with practitioners. You don't have the this theoretical professors that only just stuff. This is like raw meat, and you can have swallow all this experience from these people that they are every day on the first line of this of the profession, whatever they do, and this is the beauty. This is just totally different level of education that it was before, but also working for Wilhelmsen and on the seismic vessels, the PGS, now it's a TGS. They invest a lot in people, and I was able to go to the DNV Academy in the main headquarters in DNV, close to Oslo, for this ISM auditor. DNV Academy in Gdynia, they have a fantastic simulator in the hull inspection and hull strength and inspections. Fantastic course. Normal owners, they just send the superintendents. And we've been sent as a management level guys. TGS has own tailor-made simulator where you can train different situations, so you can be prepared for these emergency situations. And just to summarize, that was what General Sosabowski said once: more sweat on training, less blood on the battlefield.
It's a perfect place to stop. Your another of many keys to your success is philosophy of curiosity and constant training and learning and developing your skills and knowledge, especially from those who have practical knowledge and can share it. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
And for being with us. And hope to see you sometime in the future again in our podcast.
I hope so too. Thank you very much.
Dziękuję.